Hello, welcome to Jawesome Possum. I'm Sal, this is Jawesome Possum, and I have a little update video for everybody in regards to the channel. This isn't like a Jawesome Possum is dying sort of thing, by the way. I want to just get that off the bat, or right front and center, that this is not me being like, as of today, no more videos, I'm done, blah, blah, this isn't what this is. I just want to talk about what's going on in my life right now and what I'm doing in regards to Jawesome Possum. So Jawesome Possum for me has been kind of a saving grace in my life for the past couple years. I started it pretty soon after those who don't know, I kind of like left home and moved across the country, didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I had all these ideas, but I had no money, had like nothing. And I moved in with Mike and we started Jawesome Possum, and it kind of gave me some direction and something to do that was achievable, because I have all these big plans and dreams in my life. What I want to do, where I want to see myself, and Jawesome Possum was this thing where I created and started from the ground up and be like on a small scale and still be able to do it. And it was sort of something attainable. Jawesome Possum is work. There's a lot that goes into Jawesome Possum, making it, producing it, editing it, recording it, promoting it every single day. And it's been going on for years. And it's a lot of work, but what it also is work that comes out pretty regularly. On the channel right now, we have a video out every single day. It would have been for even longer, but the whole strike thing happened, but whatever. We had a video out all the time, every single day. And that's amazing. That's incredible. The thing about that is that the videos come and go, and then you're sort of done with it. And it's a very quick boost of happiness, so to speak. And while those are amazing, and I love them so much, and I love making Jawesome Possum, and I'm going to keep making Jawesome Possum, I'm not quitting, the production is going to slow down on Jawesome Possum. And the reason why is because of something that I've been doing in my spare time over the last couple of years. For those who may or may not know, outside of Jawesome Possum, I have many artistic pursuits. I love video editing, I love acting, I love producing, I love directing. I also love making music. I do the Jawesome Possum intro and outro under my pseudonym Nairo. One of the things that I really love that I think you could call it my first love is writing. And I've been writing since I was a kid. I filled up notebooks upon notebooks. I took creative writing class in high school and I failed it because I didn't want to write the silly prompts that I was supposed to do. I wanted to write like my hundreds upon pages of scripts and novels and stuff like that. And I've been writing for a very long time. And this year I really decided to hunker down and actually pursue my writing and actually get stuff out there, because I've been writing a bunch of stuff but nothing's been coming out. And this year I've been doing that. If those who don't know, I released a short story earlier this year called The Girl with Emerald Eyes. It's a short story. If you have Kindle, whatever, the thing, or you sign up, you can get it for free. I also released a novella earlier this year. A novella is just like a short novel called I Am the Mausoleum, which is a novel I've been working on in iterations back and forth for a couple years now. The thing I'm doing right now, which is causing Jawesome Possum to take a bit of a hiatus, at least in terms of how I work on it, is because of my novel, The Redwater Legend. And I think it really kicked it off into high gear was about, not this previous Christmas, but the one before actually. Nathan, my good friend who's been on the show a couple times, he gave me a gift on my birthday, and he printed out this for me. And this is a hardcover of in manuscript pages of the first of my book, The Redwater Legend, and some of another book I've been working on, which is a sequel of sorts. And he printed this out for me, got it printed in very gigantically hardcoverness, and he gave it to me. And it's honestly like, I look at this all the time and I think about how the book hasn't come out yet. And it's a book I've been working on for years. It's a book I've been writing since 2015. It's not the book that I had set out to make when I was a child. In fact, I wrote like thousands upon thousands of tens of thousands of words for that book and ended up dropping it because I realized I wasn't good enough yet to write my big epic novel. So I decided to write something a bit smaller. And I made up The Redwater Legend. I will admit, while playing Bloodborne, when I tell people what book is and they're not quite getting it, I'm like, think of Bloodborne. It's kind of like that. So this is a story about a monster hunter. Her name is Ruth Hemlock. It's her journey in her very first hunting assignment in the city of Redwater, where she has to tackle on a myth that has been around for hundreds of years, and she has to figure out whether or not it's true or not. She has to work with like the local nobility, the local constables, and the townspeople, and to try to figure out what is the Redwater legend. And it's a very fun story. It started out as a short story I wrote after playing a lot of Bloodborne that honestly turned into not just this novel, but also it turned into novels. I have 2 sequels, rough draft, and I have a short story that I'm working on, and I have like tons of stories planned for this universe that I've taken the last 6, 7, 8 years to craft. So it's been a journey. And this August, on August 10th, the Redwater Legend finally comes out. The book that I've been working on longer than Jawesome Possum, the project I've worked on probably more than any project in my entire life, is finally coming out. And saying the words out loud is really weird, actually, and I thought I'd be prepared for this moment, and I'm not, and it feels odd and cathartic and scary all at the same time. I've been writing drafts of this book. I've rewritten it. I've written it 10 times from scratch. It's a story that I feel deeply about, that I think is a lot of fun, that I think has a lot of amazing moments that have literally been just sitting in my head that I have only been able to talk to a select few people about, and hopefully this August we will all get to enjoy the Redwater Legend. And so that is really the reason why Jawesome Possum is taking a dip in its production, is because I want to focus on doing the last touches on this book. While it is done, I'm going through it one last time, and I'm really ironing out every possible crease in the book. I also need time to work on the advertisement for the book. When you've been working on a project for as long as I've been working on the Redwater Legend, it becomes very difficult to think about anything but the constant working on the story. And now that the story is done, and now I'm turning it into marketing and publishing, that's a whole new beast, and it's sort of out of my comfort zone. And not gonna lie, I've been honestly putting it off because I've just been scared. I've been honestly just really terrified. Basically, let my baby go out into the world. This is my kid. God, like, this kid is 7 years old now, and I have to send her off to school alone, and I can't be there to make sure that she's going to be okay. And that's scary. To have it's been sitting on my Google Drive for 7 years in various shapes and sizes, and only shared with like select few friends, and to basically be like, hey, the whole world, you can read it, and to get people to want to read it and to buy it is... yeah, no, it's fucking scary. So to do this, to actually hunker down and do it, and to not hide myself in Jawesome Possum, not hide myself in other work, I'm putting a pause on Jawesome Possum. Thankfully, there's a lewd video out every Monday after this, I think, to the book's release. I'm pretty much dropping us down from 80% my whole time on Jawesome Possum to like 2% on Jawesome Possum, and everything else is going towards promoting this book. So that being said, if you enjoy games like Bloodborne, Elden Ring, all that kind of stuff, if you enjoy reading stories like The Witcher, Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, if you enjoy dark fantasy, mysteries, intrigue, gore, dark themes, character journeys, arcs, if you enjoy any of that stuff, gothic themes, Victorian fantasy, I implore you to pick up or pre-order the Redwater Legend by me. The pre-orders are live on Amazon right now as we speak. If you don't want to click on the link below, you can just go to Amazon, type in the Redwater Legend, and it's the first result that comes up. Thankfully, it's a very unique name, and no one's taken anything like it, so it's right there for you. It is a decently sized book. I looked up other books that have the similar, so I don't count stuff in terms of pages. I in my head, stories are word counts, because word counts are unmalleable. Like, you can have a book that has like 100 words and have a word a page, and that's a 100-page book. So this book actually has a pretty similar word count to The Notebook. It's a little bit longer than The Great Gatsby. It's a bit longer than Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's around the same size as Fight Club, Invisible Man by H.G. Wells, Fahrenheit 451. It's a bit longer than that. So, that is to say, it is a decently sized book. It's a thriller. It's a mystery. It's supposed to be a fast read through this journey of a newbie monster hunter on her very first adventure. I honestly just hope you guys enjoy it. I think this story is great, and I think the stories to come are even better. And the journey that this character and the other characters in the universe go on, I think, is phenomenal. And I literally will be in the shower thinking about it, and will get actual shivers about like the scenes that are to be played out in this universe. So I really hope you guys all enjoyed. I know this is not the typical thing that you probably came to my channel for. I first of all want to apologize, even though you're probably not this far into the video, if you really don't care. But I hope you pick it up. It is $10, $9.99, and even though it's not the size of like a gigantic novel, I think it's a fair price just for the amount of work put into it and for the amount of time spent on it, and for what I honestly believe is a good read. It is a good book, and I think that takes a lot for me to actually admit that I think this is a good story and a good book to read. Artists are very prone to self-deprecation, and I think at one point I was very much that mindset of Redwater, where I'd be writing it and I'm like, God, this thing fucking sucks. I hate this thing. It sucks. 7 years later, multiple drafts later, multiple rewrites later, I think, yeah, no, this book is good, and I think you should pick it up. If you want to, I do recommend, if you do read it when it comes out, to listen to Night of the Hunt by Alex Rowe. Alex Rowe is a gentleman who is a musician, and he made music inspired by Soulsborne games. He has albums that kind of take on themes of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, and he actually allowed me to use his music in the promotion of the Redwater Legend, which is just crazy. I messaged him out of the blue like 4 years ago, and I'm like, hey man, I'm working on a book. It's in the vein of Bloodborne. I gave him this whole big like just long description of like, you know, how much like I love his work, and how, I mean, I legitimately do listen to his stuff while I write, because it is that feel and it is that world. And he let me use his music. Just asked me to credit him, which I think is very nice. So please listen to Alex Rowe, buy his stuff on Bandcamp, listen to his stuff on Spotify, and listen to him as you read The Redwater Legend, coming out August 10th, 2022. Link in the description. If you don't want to bother with the link or can't find it or it doesn't work, go to Amazon. The Redwater Legend, it's right there for you. And I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna go back to working on the book, because it's go time. I probably won't be. I barely talked about Jawesome Possum in this video about Jawesome Possum. I likely won't stream that much. I might do a bit of a stream on Evil Dead since the Castle Kandar map came out, and that looks amazing. I really want to play it. But other than maybe a stream or two here or there, I'm honestly gonna kind of go a bit radio silent. And when you do hear from me, I'm probably just gonna be talking about Redwater. So that's the next month of our lives. Unless you just unsubscribe until August 11th, and then, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Good on you. You stuck to your morals, and I'm proud of you. But please, if you can support me, that'd be amazing. Share on the book. I will be probably posting like teasers and updates and trailers. I have to edit trailers for the book and probably do the audio narrations for them to make you want to buy it. And yeah, I'm done. I'm just really excited about this book and about everyone getting a chance to read it if you want to read it. Have a phenomenal day, and stay Jawesome out there.